Complexity. So let's get into the pistol round here with a CZ on config as the raid boss. The very defensive, I guess you could say. PT50 up for Sticko as the true raid boss on the FPX side. Double flash and smoke for Emmy. Newest addition here, but settling into the roster as of late. So let's see whether he can put some decent numbers to start things off. It's contact for Poison straight out to the mid control.
For FunPlus Phoenix, it's all about just being able to dominate from the start, really, on their Inferno map. And we could see even for Config, a little bit of an info play, getting quite aggressive out from the apartment's pressure, but it's just a retake and at least a group up towards his top of banana position.
Martin with the second PT50 facing around the corner over at the B site, getting JKS. Now looking for Blame F as well towards the new box position. There's backup and rush in the batlines with his smoke down. No Kevlar, so you've got to be careful about what fights he takes. Emmy drops that bomb in and Martin clean up those two players on the site very quickly. Headshots are secured and the bomb plant is secured in a 4 versus 2 retake.
And with Sticko being the mid-lurk, they can just tell straight away that both the CTs are coming in from spawn. Another great shot from Martin through that smoke on the P250. 3 kills for him in the round, looking for a little bit more, trying to tap up into Poison. They end up just fighting forward enough, and Martin's going to find the 4K. Funny enough, actually, he went, 42 kills against G2 on Ancient yesterday. He's been a heavy fragger for this team over the day one.
Big opportunity for them to open things up. Martin with 4 kills in the pistols and immediately getting up to the rifles for him and the rest of the FPX camp. Mac 10's in for Zen and Emmy. Complexity forcing the buyback here for the Eagles and the P250.
Yeah, a lot of util actually coming in behind them. No kit in play for the Complexity side, but for FunPlus Phoenix, they have got a fair sort of lack of investment really for Farley, giving himself a little bit more money in the reserve, possibly trying to see if he can get that AWP to follow.
The Eagles facing in on the USP, the CT side, trying to look towards the B play. There's a JKS focusing fire against the T side line, doing its damage, tagging them up. It's JKS there with the opening kill against Emmy. FunPlus Phoenix not moving forward with the smokes here. Complexity suppressing successfully.
They're just rotating more and more players in. Great nade for the City side, and for FPX, they're just trying to commit. They're going to take more fights on this one. JKS again.
Another headshot for him, 2K. Maybe even 3. No, Farley and Sticko get those trays together and quickly respond back to a 3v3. JKS and Poison are the players that full play them, trying to take back the Deagle mantle, but only goes so far as damage rush. P250 turns around, 180! It gets 3 kills! Out of nowhere, he steals the round!
Oh, what a beautiful sequence coming in from Rush in particular, but it's all about the setup there for Complexity. More counter utility in towards that banana position. JKS getting 2 kills, and then Rush just doing his own thing, powering through the CT smoke. 3 kills with the P250, and what a return round on the force buy for Complexity.
Didn't see that one coming. I don't know if Complexity did either, based on those reactions. The Eagles immediately back out for FPX's eco. They have got a force buy actually with the AK and the Kevlar involved. It's still just pistol firepower versus the rifles that Complexity have. The SMGs also included. Bursting through the UMP first and foremost for JKS. Up down to the B site. Into banana control. They cannot see anything past this smoke.
Funny enough, actually, Complexity in this entire tournament, Jay, have had a 0% win rate in winning the second round after losing pistol. That's their first one.
So yeah, good way to start things off for them. Wreck the economy of FPX more so. Converting the conversion. Waiting on passive. No need to force the fights in against FPX, knowing that you could well concede to the AKs and the Eagles that they have in. Poison's SMG is going to wait and bait closer. Ready for the frags. Ready for them to come to him. And they will get one good shot off to trade it back at least.
Yeah, just try and work with that long presence. See if they can sneak a player in towards CT. There could be a bit of a move here for the Deagle player, but at the same time for FPX, it does seem like it's going to be a zone in on the A side.
One player to siphon off the rotations of Farlig. Imagine that JKS can go back into the mid control and start the backstab if he wants to decides to do so, but the main side defensive is going to be the issue. Emmy tapped through on Rush, getting the frag back, tagged up, config sprayed through, can't hold off, he's completely blind, and eventually Emmy makes his double up. Highlighted him for good reason. Bomb plant secured. FPX will take the second round.
Yeah, just instant save coming through from Complexity there. That was a really good sequence. So first of all, you've just got Emmy just jiggle peeking out towards that short position, hits an absolute banger towards Pit, and then from there, the library player Farlig just spots the slight angle on the site, and from there, the flash comes in very high over the top. They all peek together. Emmy just opens up with a couple of kills, and what a return round for FPX. And you've got to wonder to yourself, Jay, how long is this back and forth nature going to be able to continue? At least rifles and weapons being recovered. You've got, what, an M4, you've got the FAMAS and an MP9. So for FunPlus Phoenix, they only really need to invest into Madam for the next round.
Yeah, just getting up for decency. The bomb plot in the back lines for that backwall just about keeps Zen alive. They know their mathematics. Barely staying alive, so FPX take that second again. Complexity now there on the backup of the force buy. Gone back and forth for the first few rounds of this one, and they a little bit too aggressive on the long control in particular on that last round. The flashbangs didn't help towards the central site defenders. And FunPlus Phoenix, well, they're up against the Eagles of their own right. Complexity back on the force again.
Yeah, triple players up towards that top of banana position. Early nade down from mid from Config, trying to deal with anyone from Mexi. But for FunPlus Phoenix, they're taking this a little bit more cautiously. Even nades up towards the top of banana.
Oh, Farlig naded twice. Body block on Blame F's HE does even more damage. It landed directly in his side of his model. The frag found to open things up. One player already falling for FPX. Can Complexity force the issue again? Well, they better bolster that B site because that seems to be where the execute's coming into.
It all just comes down to the read now for FunPlus Phoenix. They start running into a stack. They're just committing with this. Sticker out from the apartments, even pressed right down towards the end, but wasn't able to spot anyone out from Moto or that graveyard angle. So no real information or pick being found. So just the regroup towards a banana take now.
MP, fragged out by Marden. Quick AK headshot, leaving it all towards Blame F. His AK back on the second boost. Is he going to get checked? Yes, he will. He falls back off, though. Looking for the headshot of the Shire. Not going to happen. Marden with the secondary kill back. Deagle of Config can't stabilize his crosshair, can't stabilize the accuracy. And Marden takes him down through the smoke, leaving it to Poison and Rush in a 2v4 with pistols to play with.
Sticker's even seen the banana player swing out with the M4. Rush can't do anything from here. Hold on to the pistol, hold on to the slide Kevlar in the smoke, try and bring it to the next round. Emmy might even go for a little bit of a hunt through that CT smoke. And from Arnon, just another sick round from him. And I was honestly a little bit disappointed we didn't get an FPX game yesterday because it seemed like he was just a one-man show. He was doing everything.
Yeah, very capable player. I guess now's our chance to see him in action and see the FPX lineup fend off their elimination. That's what this match is all about. Lower bracket series, so Complexity and FPX need to take the win over each other to stay alive here in IEM Summer. No one staying alive for Complexity in this round, doesn't seem. Maybe Rush actually looking to back away from his Deagle. But the money line's going to be crippled with FPX finally able to connect 2 rounds in a row and stop the war of attrition before it really gets started.
And you've got to remember, Jay, in the closed qualifier to this event, this was actually the debut event for Emmy. We got to see him play, like you mentioned, Skade, Big, G2, all getting victories. Now come into the main event, already beating Astralis in that best of one, having a very, very tight series with G2 last night, and trying to see if they can get off to the right start here on Inferno. At least we get to a bit of a sequence where FunPlus Phoenix have been able to convert a couple in a row, but it's still a very, very heavy buy from Complexity.
From our spraying against Poison, Zen's going to try and do some damage early. Smokes off to try to suppress the long control as he holds that lurk into the mid and second mid positions. He has got backup in Sticko, but again, FPX on their default, playing around the banana play.
I'm very surprised how heavily Complexity have bought into this. They've got to be able to prove themselves that they can do some damage. At least that nade up towards the top of banana, it's an early chip.
FPX slowly rotating their positions, rotating their players up into the banana bit angle. Farlig with the UMP. Weakest of the weapons here for the FPX offensive. Still thinking about whether they want to go to that B site. Opt to play into the mid control as a result here for FPX. Very careful at this moment.
I haven't really seen a lot of fakes from FPX yet. It's just been pretty much default heavy and then regroup about 40, 50 seconds on the clock. Now, pretty much everyone coming in towards that top of banana position. And for Complexity, they do have 3 on B. Walking
into the slight stack. Here come the guns. Here come FunPlus Phoenix. Rush, Deagle, trying to force forward, put that save weapon into effect. He only gets damage. JKS can finish off the kill on Farlig. Blame F in the back. JKS lines up 3 Deagle kills. Any more for him? Quadra not quite ace. Martin to recover the scenario, but he's in a 1v2.
And they're coming in quickly, both in from the banana position. They've got a chance of being able to recover some of those weapons, and he fakes the bomb plant. That gives them more time now.
3 seconds, he's got to go for it and stick the whole damn thing. Head's been seen, Deagle tapped, sprayed through, looks for the second man. Config's low HP, but Madden's out of ammo. Got to switch to the Glock, and he does get his triple to recover the round. FPX barely holding this together. Complexity are giving them a serious run for their money.
They've got to remember, they almost invested that one as a bit of a force buy, and it all just went so wrong to start. But JKS, again, out from this second Orange's position, held so much contest, and you've got to imagine how frustrated he must be. 4 kills all alone, really, out that B side, but they can't get the clutch together. They can't work together out from Banana, and a clutch goes the way of Madden now. Complexity just going to have to be on the eco. This is a 4-1 scoreline, potentially 5.
Nades back against them as Complexity try and work on that early damage, and they'll be successful in doing so for the moment. Emmy's backed off though, so that third HE will just do even more damage to Martin. Emmy can stay alive. They won't know about that damage until much later on into the actual execution at Complexity. Now stacking 3 players into the A site on their eco.
A beautiful utility down there towards Banana. HE's down onto both Madden and for Emmy is going to really sort of rock things up a little bit. FunPlus Phoenix, this time around, a little bit more emphasis out from brackets and the apartments, unlike the previous rounds where it's been a lot of takes towards Banana.
Slow walk-ups into the brackets and the apartments face for FPX. Sticko trying to look for that first face around the corner, checks most positions. Poison and Rush boosted on top of each other to hope for a vertical crossfire against the FPX side, but they're going to flash their way into Cubby. Check out long. No one's actually checked the position itself, but no CT is there, so... Case of Rush again putting this Deagle to effect. Lines that first frag. Config gets traded back in turn. Player out to the apartment's very low HP. Poison gets his dink off and Rush left for the Deagle. Lands on Sticko for the secondary kill against Martin. Next, not quite. He overwhelms, but damage has been done to FPX both in the HP and the money game.
I don't want to say this is winnable, but it's so much more likely that they can get more out of this round. You've got 2 very low HP players. You've got an AK being picked up for JKS. They're probably not going to go for the rounds, but at least look for exits.
Fifth round of the board of the FunPlus Phoenix side. Establishing themselves once again here on this T-side line. Getting a really, really nice start here. Complexity have been able to take a couple of return rounds and forcing out the conversion in particular, but for the most part, it's FPX that are the ones in full control here against Cole. And you were looking towards this side as being the predicted favourites for yourself. I know that the odds to 1xBet were particularly close. Right now in their map pick, things are going really well for the international squad.
No, they're looking like they're holding their ground. There's been a couple of rounds where it's been a little bit shaky and it has been a little bit down to the wire, but in terms of the scoreline of where it sits right now, FunPlus Phoenix will be very happy with themselves and added up to 12 kills. And when I do look at that, I look at it as a positive, but at the same time, he probably needs to get a little bit more support from other individuals, especially when we start getting into these rifle rounds.
Oh, nades on Poison now. It's FunPlus Phoenix, they're the ones that are returning the damage to the CT side. Fantastic nades on. Further utility out. FPX trying to contest in that angle of the map up, but so far so little has been gained. And that bomb should make its way over with the rest of the FPX side. Decent damage has been done, but no kills yet.
At the same time, though, look at the difference in comparable damage. We saw a triple nade stack towards the top of Banana for FPX, and 1 nade from Poison almost did the same in return. It allows JKS to have another nade, but for FPX, they're taking this brackets control.
Nades in. Running a little bit awkward against the FPX side. Half forced them to reveal positioning. Did they get a dink through the wall? I think Rush may have tagged up Sticko there.
Yeah.
That was really nice placement from him. Okay. 50 seconds to the clock here. FPX, however, lose the opening frag to Poison. He's dropped that bomb as well.
Yeah, a split potential in towards CT with that library smoke coming down, and for Poison, he's got to focus his attention in case he gets wrapped.
Taps to Farley, getting Config to return the frags. Sticko does find poison in the end. Emmy wrapping over, Rush still drops that bomb. Lone man defending the site, backup has got to arrive. The late lurk out with the T-side player over on the banana position. Could set in the backstab. He'll catch Blame F instead as Rush also goes down to Sticko. And JKS been stellar with the Deagle. Let's see him be stellar with the AK on the retake.
Yeah, he's got to be quick about this because he knows that there's a backstab coming in for Banana. FPX, I wonder what they're thinking in that round. They might actually be able to cut off Martin. Depends on if JKS is going to get the angle on lock. Oh my goodness! Well, when you just look at that setup for FPX, so they're going in for a bit of a brackets take. They get dinked down into the apartment. It looks like there's a potential wrap in towards CT. Instead, Farley pushes ahead of that smoke, deals with the player out from mini pit, baits in the library angle with his teammate Sticko, but then Madden's still on B towards top banana. They had so much in that round.
Complexity getting a bit frustrated at this one. Tactical pause for them. And I think the main question that they're going to be discussing is how do we deal with Martin? He's on 14 kills thus far in 7 rounds. It's literally an average of 2 kills per round. FPX have got quite a player on their hands, and he is just wrecking face. Complexity with those Eagles on the half by now. This is not the kind of round where they can try and deal with a player like Martin, but let's see what damage they can get.
Yeah, just see if they can follow up. I mean, we do know that these pistols have always been close to even winning rounds at times. A lot of utility behind them, probably the more so than we've seen from any other eco from Complexity. And the nades, if they can hold onto these HEs late, this could still be a big damage dealer.
FunPlus Phoenix to the apartments. The Molotovs will go forward, being a little bit more careful about the A-centered default, mostly focusing on the B site. Again, letting the bait in the utility. That nade, though, not as well placed as it looked like there from JKS. Steagle's still out, though. He can be deadly with it, unfortunately. Forced away on the early tank. Now backup's got to get back here. He's being naded out of position. Needs to get out into the open because that's the only place he'll survive the nades. Raining in from FPX. Somehow finds Zen through the smoke. Continues to tank nade damage down to 18 HP. But FPX are going to back off with a man disadvantage.
Yeah, they realized pretty much straight away, as soon as that re-smoke goes in and JKS gets a kill, that the CTs are going to be thinking about an over-gamble rotation, and that's exactly what's happened. Oh, 2 out towards a cubby. This could be interesting.
Can Rush just wait patient? Can Config catch a kill? Otherwise, just baiting the T-side forces. They'll get that frag on him. And Rush has just got to wait here. He's just got to hold out. Emmy checks the corner anyway. They read it. FPX read it. They've done their homework. Complexity not getting away with that.
Oh, that was mad. And even the eco's just getting picked apart now. Like, at least Blame F might be able to hold on to the AK. Madden gets the kill over a B. There's nothing Blame F can do but just hold on to that rifle. And that looked like that was such a good read on the bait and switch. Like, you almost never see double players out towards that cubby position out at long. And the first contact comes out from Config, loses the fight. You're thinking, Emmy's not going to check this at all. And then he does.
What could have been a great, great scenario for them, but not to be in the end. Complexity down 1-7 against FPX. We've seen a number of 1-7 score lines over the course of today, Dweg. It's only been 2 maps that we've seen today, but that's still 3 for 3 total. FPX, well, they are looking like the dominant force here in Inferno. They picked this map for good reason, and they're demonstrating it right here.
Just in every detail, they're looking really hot right now. The one detail maybe I look at that they're not is losing a fair few opening round advantages. That's what they have been struggling with. But in terms of the positives, just the reading, the amount of lurking they've been able to get, and just winning so many duels right now on T-side. The awareness factor is so damn high, and for Complexity, they're finally going to be able to get a good buy behind themselves. AWP out for Poison. Config yet to get a kill on this CT side.
And that's the kind of numbers that may be concerned for Complexity here. I did feel like FPX would take map 1, but if Cole are playing like this in map 1, then I fear for the 2nd and 3rd, if we even have to go to a 3rd. Cole with guns back out. Orps in, M4s, 1 AK save for Blame F. Will try and lean in towards the mid aggression very early here. He's 1 player in the left bracket. Rush Smoke down, Sticko! Wall bangs through the window, gets the kills. Alongside the rest of his teammates, BlameF does find a couple of good frags back on Farlig and Zen, but as Poison falls, he's got to ace clutch this.
Just everything right now is putting a smile on my face here for FunPlus Phoenix. Just the position in the way where they spam. They just straight spam the window, the util they get down to under porch, and then even with all of that chaos, again, JKS forced to the fight at Madden over a B.
BlameF thinks it was a B, or thought it was a B play. He knows better of that now. Knows that Marden's up here. He knows he's round the corner. Gets the kill in. Okay, now I am getting scared for Complexity. 008 for Config. FPX are playing lights out. Marden's the man playing lights out. I would have thought that for BlameF, those 2 kills towards brackets could open up a chance. But FunPlus Phoenix, man, they are just playing a different level today.
Yeah, they are. And we saw a lot of frustrated faces from Complexity up against Sprout yesterday. You can see BlameF there up on screen. Not happy with how this is going, and you can't be surprised at all. 1 round being converted by the Complexity side, and it was a force buy on round 2, when before that, they'd had a 0 win percentage on converting the 2nd round break.
And Config down to the Eagles once again at the half buy. It's out on BlameF and JKS, and they are just tanked to hell by FPX here. Sticko is AK leaning out towards the boiler position. Rush going to get back here with the Eagle, falling away from the haystack. Smokes on brackets will suppress the T-side players from making their moves in. So Complexity are at least holding back, but it's when the site executions come in is when the CT side falls apart.
No, without a doubt. And Complexity have just got to slow the round downs. And for FunPlus Phoenix, even though at times they've been slow on their defaults, there's only been maybe 1 round where I think of like Martin faking out the bomb plant and getting it down with only a few seconds to spare. Every other time, they've allocated so much available time to get the executions forward. They're never really running the clock that low.
Slow walk in for FunPlus Phoenix. Rush. Nade on ME. Oh, it doesn't even do as much damage as it should. Like, by all accounts, with that nade being as close as it is, it should be down lower than 72, but it's not quite placed as perfectly there for Complexity. Rush's shots also the similar examples, tapping desperately, but Marden gets his frag in. P250 a poison now, swamped on the site alongside Config. And there were pistols to play with for Complexity. Can't blame them for losing this round, but that's a 9th to the board of FPX. When are they going to turn this situation back?
I don't know. It's a very good question. You've got to wonder even what Complexity have got to offer. What we haven't seen from them is any sort of aggression down mid in a rifle round. So maybe if they have a bit of a way where they actually try and fight aggression on the city side and try and get in the face of FunPlus Phoenix, at least to get an opening man advantage. And it makes you wonder too. Like, I know that there's been some head-to-heads in the past. We've seen 2 this year. The most recent one was obviously in the RMR, and it was just so one-sided. 16-4 on Vertigo, 16-6 of Inferno. I look at what I see today, and I compare them, and I think, well, I'm not really that surprised, at least on this map.
Rebuy back for Complexity. Seeing whether these M4s and AWPs could finally do something here, but just hitting brick wall and driving their heads into it time and time again. When is that magical change-up going to happen? When are they going to find that form that defeats FPX in a round and holds contest over that? Because the way that this is going, this could be even more one-sided than the last Inferno that these 2 teams played. Emmy does burn alive initially, so again, utility is the sticking point for Complexity. Doesn't equate to a kill, though.
Nades out towards the logs instead, but FunPlus Phoenix still want to try and fight this top and under control.
JK's going to get flashed in, perhaps. No, Rush going to take face, and he does get flashed in the end ahead of the Molotov. Counter flash inbound, and smoke clears out. Farley gets detected. He can't line up the spray against Emmy, though. Suppression from Zen's flashbang. Marden catches another good kill. BlameF back to a 3 versus 3. Sees Zen takes a tag to 24. The AWP off towards Boiler, meanwhile. And you're right about that. A is the open site, but Config lines up the last couple of players and grabs that bomb before Zen and Marden can even think about rotating.
Oh, well, that's a round winner. Got the A site open, and then the bomb just gets dropped out towards Banana. Sticko got to try and take this fight to BlameF to start off the 1v2 clutch.
Config and Blame are tagged less than 50 each, less than 25 in the case of Blame. Sticko, if he can win these individual duels, it's possible here. Blame's got to get the instant headshot and spray, and it's just a little bit off angle there, off kilter for Sticko. Second to the board of Complexity, and hey, that's a positive. FPX finally conceding one back out of the many, many rounds of just one in a row.
And that was a very good adaptation coming through from Complexity. The early fights towards Banana outside of just the nades, but then just this re-peek out towards CT, times so well, drops that bomb. Couple of kills come in for Config, and that's got to help his confidence going forward, Jay, because that at least started his kill counter in this game.
FPX try and counter that very, very quickly into this 12th round. AK saved on a couple of Complexity players which are put down towards wallbang positions, revealing their angles, but Emmy finds Poison as the opening kill straight out with a long face. JKS with a blind spray through the smoke onto Banana, finds Marden, but they realize there's no more T-side presence out here. They're going to go for the wraparound plays. Config's missed the first player. He'll see Farley, though, take that frag. Zen wins out on Rush. Tag to 12, though, 3v3. Config's the only player defending the A side, though. All they got to do is swing, find the headshot, and they'll find the plant.
This has got to be a save. I just don't see how Complexity could go for this. Blame F's got towards the bottom of Banana. JKS in from Moto and Library, but really 2 versus 3, it's just not going to happen. They'll have to get these kills in pretty quickly. At least they've got kits.
A quick closer here for JKS. Very difficult retake for these two players to make happen, and Zen does catch off Blame. You're right about that. Very, very tight positioning looking into second mid, and well, Blame just wasn't ready for it. Counter nade from Zen as well. Triple up for him. 10 to the board of FPX, and Complexity immediately just backhanded by the T side.
There's so many windows of opportunity here for FunPlus Phoenix. So many holes in the defense from Complexity. You just see straight away, wide swing out from Boiler on towards the AWPer. Easy kill again. Poison's having a rough game. And then Zen just is able to cross out from long, get into Arch. As that window starts closing, he's able to sneak through the gap. They find that pick, and then just even the Sticko kill onto the Moto player opened up the bomb side. Zen even creating himself a bit of an off angle to deal with Blame F. The nade onto JKS. Double digits up. Complexity, they're having a real rough time right now. And for FunPlus Phoenix, it feels like they're playing some simple Counter-Strike. It's very much default heavy, and it's damn working well.
Double digits for the T side, and what could potentially be a one-sided affair. And again, I talk about that previous Inferno and how that was a 16-6. What would it do to Complexity if they lost this 16-2, or just 16-5, actually, even that? So all possibilities here, and then some for the Cole Camp. Back to the half-by we go. Pretty standard at this point here. Just routine for Config. He gets that opening kill, but Emmy finds that trade immediately.
A little bit more pressure coming into the apartment, so Poison might be able to find a kill to back up his teammate, but no, not to be. Emmy with a couple. And for Emmy too, he's a player that's been around for the Tier 2 scene for what feels like forever, sort of in the Balkan region to be more Pacific. And maybe not a guy that was on a lot of people's radar to join this team. I know that he signed even as a trial a little bit earlier on in the year before actually being added as a permanent fixture.
And of course, not necessarily the replacement for him, but brought in to fill the spot that Chris J was filling on loan. Seconds to the clock here for FPX, and right now this team looks even stronger than that old Chris J lineup. Deagle of Rochdo's gonna line up 3, doesn't get them all. Marden training back on Rush, now 1v2 to make happen. Maybe these Deagles can still do some damage here.
Oh, he's got a clutch again. He's been seen quickly out from the library position, repositioning back into the site now.
Great nade, doesn't quite land on Blame, but just forces JKS away instead. Gonna come back through towards the short angle, flashbang over. That'll catch Marden completely blind. He taps on the spray, smoke back down. Neither the site should do its damage, will not kill off Marden, but brings him back in line with JKS, and Blame F's damage lines. Eventually the AK turns back on a spray, grabs the kill, grabs the defuse. Little bit down the wire there with the 10 seconds, but it should come through for Complexity.
What a recovery coming in from Rush. Just how up close towards that Brackett's position, he's able to get away with 3 kills. And because of that, because of where those AKs got dropped, it allowed both Blame F and JKS to pick up those AKs, get a little bit of utility behind them. But that round would not have been possible without this Deagle play.
Yeah, big stuff from him. Still cool, calm, and collected there for the Complexity side. Yes, it was a big round. But it is the kind of round... Ooh, okay. Frustration still setting in. FPX might be leading. That doesn't mean that they'll hold it forever. Complexity got a lot of work to do on the contrary. Both teams need to focus up here for round 14, and Farlig will find the opening kill.
Yeah, that will get them a little bit more excited. Opening man advantage coming through. Real good pick coming in from Farlig. Just getting up on top of those logs, getting that angle forward, and just a quick take of brackets by the looks of it. Oh my goodness!
Oh, catching off Config through the apartments via the boiler angle, the spray through the headshot, and that clears out the A defensive. 5 versus 3. Complexity might already be looking at the save.
Yeah, there's not much they can do, really, can they? And when you look at the rounds being won by Complexity, it just comes down to the B rotators so often of Blame FJKS to make their way back over, try and see if they can get the retake on. This time around, even with Poison at B, they just say, nah, we're not going for this. 3v5, money's not in a great state. Let's hold on to our weapons. We can force a round it going into round 15, but it gives 11 up to the T side now.
Every round of this stage against Complexity is just going to be an even bigger deficit they've got to return on the T side. I know that their T side has been particularly proficient. But FPX, it's going to be still a ridiculously one-sided affair for them, having this this 10-3. Now going 11-3, 12-3 at the half is very, very possible for them at this stage. Complexity need to hold these weapons.
Yeah, that's vital. And for FunPlus Phoenix, he had that one sort of lurk exit out towards CT, but everyone else wasn't really hunting that much. Hold on to the weapons, get 11 up, Complexity, and start the buy round. Poison could drop over an M4 to a teammate. And you just look at the situation and think, even for Complexity's confidence, being able to turn a third into a fourth just to end the half could mean everything.
It's to get that little bit of a swing. Doesn't mean swing in terms of economy game, just that swing in terms of confidence, knowing that, okay, we could still do this. It's going to be tough. A 3-minute break as well to allow the discussions and the tactics to be talked about here for Cole. Nade straight on Emmy, landing the damage. Poison with the orb. Flashbang in. You can actually be evaded. It allows that kill to come through on Emmy. They thought he was completely blinded. They thought wrong.
Yeah, what a beautiful position. He just hugs the wall enough to not get flashed, but then peek back into it. And a double boiler play, at least looking into... Sticko's a dead man if he walks into that setup.
And he thinks better of it, falls back. He's going to be hurt in second mid. Rush calling it out. There is definitely a player rotating away. They might be on their way to B, but Complexity don't dismantle the setup just yet. They will start the rotation for Blame F.
He is walking those. So it's going to take him a little while to get here, and no one out towards CT with a teammate means that he can't get boosted up towards flower pots.
I walk in for the AWP. JKS, look at him so close to the smoke. Flashed in, that's a bad idea, and Farlig shows you why. Great shot, great kill, back to evens we go, and now 2 on the crossfire to defend.
They could just take it as a double pump now. Shown their card that at least they had presence towards the top of Banana. Allow the CTs to use a little bit more of this smokes, but they are making some footsteps. Dark Molly being lined up by Farlig now.
Now Rush joins the fray. They have no reason to assume it's an A play. Incendiary's back. Nade's coming in. Suppression against some FunPlus Phoenix. 20 seconds to the clock. They're going to move now. Poison is going to get mollied out of the dark angle, back far into the open, but that just leaves him to aggress even further. Now falls back towards Nubox as Marden starts burning. Blame F is flash blinded, but 8 seconds to the clock here. If the bomb carrier falls, the AWP almost lets get a collateral, but Poison and Rush are there for the crossfire, and they hold it down. 2 kills apiece. 11-4 at the half for FunPlus Phoenix.
Gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah. see me shining, calling me a goddess. Thunder and the lightning. I'm falling, I'm faster, making my way back. I'm close to home. I'm fighting harder because I've come to claim my throne. Never letting go. These wings carry me. Live this fantasy. Running through the fire, fire. Gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah. Gonna let it burn. I'm running through the fire. Gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah. And I love this fantasy. Running through the fire, fire. Gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah. Gonna let it burn. Running through the fire, fire. Gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah, Messiah. Gonna let it burn.
Well, Complexity have pulled in the effort to try and pull this one back from the brink, but FunPlus Phoenix still lead by a margin of 7 rounds going into their CT side. Complexity need to step up right now, Dwayne, and as we look towards the second half, who do you look to as being the main man to do that damage?
You've got to imagine that it's got to be someone like Blame F, really, just to be able to not only call his way out of trouble, but just to get them out of trouble in terms of the firepower advantage, really just get him fired up. So far, he's had a little bit of a quiet tournament in comparison to the fragging man that he really is. And for Complexity, they've just got to be able to start convincing follow-up rounds. We saw so many individual rounds, all 4 of those rounds, in fact, in that first half, Jay, coming not with a streak.
The 1xBet odds were very, very close at the start of the map up, and now in the second half, they're very heavily favored to FPX. This is their map picks. The Complexity can afford to take this loss, but they'll need to bounce back from it if they end up doing so. They've got a lot of work to do from here out, and the pistol round will get going. Marden taking early damage to the short second mid players. Blame F with the P250, smoke flash for him, smoke molly for Rush as well. No defuse kit for FunPlus Phoenix. Is Emmy on the full set of util. Now the 4-man stack towards the A site here.
At least with him being anchor, as soon as he gets contact, he can start putting some of these nades down, but it doesn't mean the Complexity are just going to bomb rush the site.
I mean, watching the USP smoke back down. Nade on, that should land in the center of mass, do very little damage actually. Complexity sail right past it, but it can't find a frag in the midst of the smoke. Poison does turn up against the Emmy. Overwhelm the anchor player, like you mentioned. FPX are going to go for this retake again. They are without a kit.
Yeah, they come in quite quickly. Only 1 player out towards CT Sport, the majority in from Banana.
Zen leaning forward, Farlig gonna go ahead and join him as the first 2 contact players. Leaning up, they're so far extended here for Complexity, all the way up to the construction entrance, so even Sticko is gonna have a difficult time about this. He gets domed by Poison. Rush is seen past the second box, but his teammates coming in a clean house. The USPs finally start striking. 2 players remaining though. Zen with 1 good headshot, he's the last man standing. And JKS in the back gets the kill, gets Complexity the 5th.
You can just see there by the protocol for Emmy, as soon as he hears and sees the contact coming in, put that smoke down, the nade just goes way too deep, and he just gets overwhelmed so quickly. Poison gets out towards CT Sport, looking to take those fights, and without the kit in play for FunPlus Phoenix, they come quickly in from that banana take, but a really well-played post-plant for Complexity.
Very nicely done. The Eagles back into the force by FunPlus Phoenix here. 5-7. Being the weaker of the weapons technically on Zen's part. Still just a forced invest here, seeing if these long-range engagements from Marden can come through, and yes, they can. 2 shots, 2 tags, 1 to the head of Rush, the second through the wall in the shoulder of Blame F. 66 for him, and Sticko finds another on JKS. This is not looking good.
It is not at all. The Deagle's just doing so much work in, and now with a bit of a long walk, there is an opportunity of trying to at least get the jiggle peek forward. Farlig sees the next player a config now.
Good shoulder bait from him, though. Gets the information. Falls back to the site itself. Poison. Smoke back over at the long control, going to suppress any aggression that could come in from the CT side. That nade instead comes through from FPX. Got such great reads and complexity right here, just trying to force them back off that short position. Finally, Poison can strike back. Config to try and act towards the apartment. Sticker with his Deagle, going to fire away. Zen gets one kill with a 5-7. Second player seen, but Config lands the trade, and it'll be a 2v2 for the post plant.
Oh, man, and trying to work on the edge of this motor smoke. Someone's got to keep eyes on it because he's creeping forward. Might be able to catch Playmel from the side. They've got no idea that he's here. He's getting in behind them. The timing works out well.
On the spray of Config doesn't line up the trade. Now they can get towards the defuse. Martin continuing to do damage, tagging Config for 39. Martin receiving damage of his own right. Emmy's already on the bomb, though. It doesn't need to be defended because Martin still gets the kills regardless. 3 for him on this Deagle. And once again, the big dog just stands up for FPX. 24 kills for him in this map.
What a game. What a map he is starting out to have in this best-of-3 series. And just the sneak play around that motor smoke. And for Complexity, they're just trying to set themselves up in that post plant, and they can't do so at all. What a reset coming in, because that was a force buy back from FPX.
Unbelievable. And Complexity, man, they are going to be pissed at that. Really, really peed off. Because they're back down to basic pistols. They got the bomb plant bonus, so they can go for a full rifle round into round 19. You see the lack of Kevlar, lack of util. Only a few upgrade pistols across 3 of the players, not all 5. So they are rescinding some of the investment and figuring out where they go into round 19. This one might be a bit of a throwaway.
Yeah, it 100% is. Like, when you get the bomb plant, you have the opportunity of going for a buy like this. Not many T-sides do, just because you kind of want to keep the momentum up. You want to try and reset your opposition as quickly as you can. But in this position from Complexity, it probably gives you a good advantage going into the next round. But when you look at the scoreline, you think, is there much of an advantage there at all?
Taps on Martin. Sees the one player. Him and Emmy at the crossfire, getting the kills in. Blame F can get one trade. That's as far as it goes, though. AK still in here towards the top of banana position, so that's more than fine here for the CT side. They have suppressed Complexity. They've gained the advantage, making sure that these eco pistols just don't get anything out of it.
Now, even just the read of FunPlus Phoenix to start stacking up this long position, bit of a bait and switch out from Arch, and for Farlig, he's just going to gather info on the first one out, get that second kill, nice and easy spray transfer in, and for Blame F, just seeing if he can do a little bit more damage in this round.
Let's find a secondary kill, but no further than the triple. 3 alive here for FPX, and 13-5 is that scoreline they need to get something bigger and better, and they need to get it soon because they're running out of rounds. The AKs should be out here for round turn 19. The way that the pistols are played here for FPX, all it is a good defensive line to lock out and reset them back to basics again. And indeed, those rifles will come out. Limited utility for Rush, everybody else is fine.
Yeah, they're running out of opportunities is the bottom line here for Complexity, and I'm sure they're going to realize that themselves. 8 rounds the difference. This lead just feels and looks so damn healthy.
The SMG for Master win for Sticko, and Emmy might be the sticking points for FPX. Zen leaning closer to get information towards the players that might be jumping up into the bedroom window. Martin turn away from the flashbang of the utility coming in from Complexity will just suppress. They'll keep FPX passive in the B site.
And they deep in towards the apartments. Does get evaded just by that move forward coming out for Config. Zen getting flashed in towards mid. Jiggle Peak comes out. He sees absolutely nothing.
Ball back towards short. Zen. And Sticko here towards the A plate. What's the crossfire going to look like from Mini and from out of sight? Incendiary coming in for now. Just going to suppress the apartments pop. They're leaning into long.
Farlig's rotating back in, but he might be too late, especially if he gets smoked off from Library. And Complexity just going to wrap it to A.
Then to the M4. Alongside Farlig with his own How does the site play into the arch position? He'll get taken out by Config. Rush follows suit. Poison gets Sticko next, and they clean up house with each individual duel going the way of the AKs. They'll get the site, they'll get the follow-up frag on Martin, and Emmy's got to save his weapon.
And that was incredibly clean out from Complexity. You could see for FPX, they're trying to see if they can fight back after losing that first pick. And it gets to a situation where Zen's sort of just begging for a bit of a flash. They swing with it out from long. Farley can't find anything either from sort of around that CT library position. And for Emmy, his best bet, hold on to the FAMAS and just save.
And the Kevlar as well being very important. All sorts being important here for the FPX side going into the next round. They can kind of force a buyback here. Will they opt to go for it, though? Or they want to go more for an eco basic to get even better weapons going on? If they do force the issue, it will still be an okay buy. It just won't be as fantastic as the CT side want to go for.
It is single round loss bonus, but it probably does make a little bit more sense just to eco here. Like, if you force it down, you've got yourself a really big lead. So that's also some sort of consideration, is thinking to yourself, well, we can have this kind of risk, and if it backfires on ourselves, it's not like Complexity are going to tie up the scoreline instantly.
Tactical timeout for FunPlus Phoenix here. They're first in this map up. Appropriate so, because there is the idea of going for the force invest, and the idea that maybe if they can keep the wall of attrition up against Complexity and just keep resetting them back to forces, then they can just tiptoe past the finish line faster than Complexity can catch up to them with. They are going for a bit of a force invest here for the CT side. The M4 is in for Marden. Farlig's also brought down. Zen's got the Swag 7. Sticker should also be investing here. He's got Kevlar for Mars inbound for him. So only that one M4 here, but force up the FPX. This could be the swing opportunity for Complexity.
This is the opportunity to just take the map and really start working it in your favor, start getting a bit of momentum going, start building up a little bit of money in the reserve, because it isn't over till it's over, and at least for Complexity, they've got a very good chance of being able to convert a round like this. FunPlus Phoenix need a bit of a bait setup, and straight away, Mountain just forced the swing out from the broken ball.
Immediately, Blame F is in. And Rush also gets tagged shortly after the fact. He still swings back, finds Farling on the shot, and he also sees Emmy, forcing him away from the Coffins. Boost up, flashbangs in from both the CT players. Counterflash is coming forward, and Rush gets that next kill. Poison burns, though, so Zen can get away with a cheeky frag, but not a shotgun kill, so therefore no bonus money. They have the B site. FunPlus Phoenix are going to concede the round.
Yeah, probably thinking as soon as they lost B, yeah, maybe should have saved, really. Should have ecoed, but it's a call, it's a bit of a risk, it doesn't pay off. And for Complexity, in terms of just like the individual sharpness, it does seem as if now going over to the T side, they have woken up a little bit and they are really contesting now.
Yeah, I mentioned before how statistically the T side is the better half of both of these two teams, so. And for Complexity, the difficulty is just trying to get as many rounds as they need here to bring back the difference. If you're just joining us for this second half, remember it was an 11-4 for FunPlus Phoenix coming out of their T side. So that's the difficulty here for Complexity. It's not about making the T side look competent, it's about making it look competent enough.
And now being able to string a couple of rounds together, might even lean into a little bit more than that. 2 in a row. Buyback, just not going to be there. You can maybe upgrade a couple of pistols here or there with the 1900, but really, FAMAS and Swag 7 isn't going to be too much of a damage dealer. And for Complexity, I mean, the first realistic goal is probably get up to double digits. Get up to double digits, then you can kind of start thinking about that the comeback could be on.
6 rounds of difference for now. Have got the Eagles 5.7s and USPs around the 2 save weapons for FunPlus Phoenix. So, eco basis here and around the Complexity you could very easily take control of, but Marden's on the Deagle once again. He's not going to be allowed to get a pick. He's been fantastic with that weapon, so Complexity now knowing where he default plays, and I'll just get him fragged out because of it. Easy kill to find and taking out one of the major players here for FPX.
Now that could be the big damage dealer round by round. It's just being able to deal with Mana and knowing how much damage he's been able to do in the past, in the first half at least. Even just Sticko, mad disadvantage, they think to themselves, okay, need to make a bit of a play with the FAMAS, get aggressive and just get caught off.
little over a minute to the clock, and Complexity can play this as slowly as they want to here. They're going to have to eventually make the hit happen, but right now they're dictating the pace, and they're going into the B site where FPX are stacked up here. They've seen the majority of the T-side presence in this part of the map, so they're going to gamble it. And that gamble might pay off. Zen thinking of wrapping the corner with Max 17, playing F. Blame F gets the kill. Farley gets one good trade. USP could find another good kill on Emmy's part, but as his teammate falls, all the firepower falls with it, and USP good for a couple of frags here on the pistols. Only two, though. Complexity. Rebuy around those two players. FPX should also be up for a buy.
You gotta wonder too, glass cannon AWP, is that gonna come out at all from Farley? Nice little execution there out towards the B side, not really allowing the CTs to get away with all too much, and it does seem as if Farley is just gonna go away with the M4A1S rather than that glass cannon big green gun. No kits in play actually going into round 22.
That's been a bit of a sticking point for FPX. They had to rush the pistol retake when they had no kits in for that round as well. Might harm them if Complexity can take another confident basis here. For now, it's three players stacked up on the short boosts, and the nades in towards the B site will tag Emmy to 44. Trying to return some damage with his other HE. Lands a bit too far off, didn't put it to the wood stack. So Complexity gain the advantage early.
Oh, this is interesting. Double players under porch and one up to Keo. You don't often see a CT side holding short like this, but great utility for Complexity. Just spamming through that smoke, and they even deal with Madden and a massive amount of damage onto Farlig.
Tag so heavily, got to back off to the A site. And even wrap around towards the B player because Martin was holding on the B site. Zen will get one good trade on JKS, who's known towards the boiler position. But look at the tag done through the smoke. 2 HP for Zen. Config almost loses his life to that spray. Didn't pre-aim the right angle. And now Farlig and Emmy with the impossible task. They can get Config at least, but the other players in Complexity are thereabouts at 100 HP. Emmy still finds the kill on Rush though. Poison's AWP's been seen. Firing away, P250 out. Emmy should be known. Poison gets the shot. Grabs the round for Complexity by extension.
Yeah, Farlig can't really go for this, can he? 1 versus 2 on 14 HP. Very, very unlikely he's going to win it. Maybe if Emmy was able to get another kill from the flower pots, or at least from the fountain position, you can consider it, but in a position where he doesn't, just hold on to the rifle, bring it to the next round. Complexity. Just that take of the brackets and how much damage they did before really even an execution needed to come in.
You know, all the HP numbers being whittled down on FPX far before Complexity actually took contact and took kills. Made the kills themselves particularly easy. End result is, well, death for Poison, just about. Blame F for surviving on 1 point of health. The 9th round for Complexity, and that is important for them. Now within only 4 of the lead. FPX now being contested by the technical favorites in this matchup. Don't have a buy as well coming into round 23, so Complexity could get to those double digits. You mentioned that being the point where you take a look at the retake and the comeback, and you think that's where it's on. 1 more round to go for Cole.
It doesn't look impossible too when you look at the buy state. Yeah, you've got that nice looking AK up for Farlig, but what have you got for everybody else? Early on, they bring a lot of players over towards the B side, but without the rush coming in, they start dispersing back to A now.
Spray up. No tags, no kills. As of right now, it's very carefully placed by Complexity, knowing how much importance is in this round. They will catch the extending CT players. The Caesar and Martin can get one good frag. Poison's there to trade back onto him. Does fall to the hands of Emmy's USP, who's been fairly effective with that basic pistol. Sticko, also effective with the Deagle out here, trying to bait in Config. He does end up losing his life for it, though. The last man left is Zen, the P250 out into the apartments. Config has gained the A play, but he's walked right past his man. Zen's grabbed an AK now. What can he do with this?
Oh, this is on. This is on. He's got Kevlar, Jay.
Config, though, just finds the dome and just finds the round for Complexity. Imagine if he didn't look up to the apartments. Imagine if he started to extend towards long or look towards the pit. That bomb plant could have been denied there, and at that point, Complexity would have had some serious pressure in a one-on-one.
What a read for Config just as he gets up towards that balcony position, just pre-aiming into the apartments. And for FunPlus Phoenix, for an eco round, they'll probably be very happy with that. A lot of damage coming in, and now investing into a double AWP setup. The first time we've seen that in this game.
Big green weapons out for FPX on Farlig and Sticko. Rushing down the banana control. So far not seeing anything as of his own accord. It's the Battle of Poison winning it out against Farlig. Immediately dealing with him. The other obstacle there was short, and Config follows suit on Zen. Fast entries, all left on Sticko now. The defender against everybody, trying to catch off JKS in the apartments, but the flick is way too far wide. And now Complexity look like FPX here on their T side.
This is just a choke. What is going on here for FPX? They are really struggling to close out on their map pick. Remember, Jade, they were up 9-1, and they had an 11-4 half going into the second. The lead is only up by 2 now. Complexity are really starting to come back.
Touching distance of FPX, who have been in the lead for the entire game. Marden getting poison at least, so I imagine that someone might want to wrap over and try and grab that AWP. Exit frag potential between these two players as the smokes will clear before the bomb goes up. Gap there to work with. JKS does get caught for it. They're exploiting every angle they can here, FPX. Probably recognizing that they are down on the lead. Now they are down on the scenario, so they can start to regain control by limiting the economy state of Complexity. But kills coming in against the CT forces. Emmy's fallen. Marden still finding a quadra. Ace against Config. He almost did it with the USP, but not to be. Damage done to Cole. FunPlus Phoenix. Got to rest with that.
And even some of these rounds, like you look at the eco, then you look at that last gun round, they're doing a lot of economical damage, but Complexity is still like sitting around 10k floater, some players a little bit less. So while these last couple of rounds they have been doing a little bit of damage in, they are still really not doing a massive amount to even sort of incorporate a little bit of a reset. Frustration now for FPX, almost like how Complexity looked in their first half.
I can't help but feel Marden might be the most frustrated of them all here for the FunPlus Phoenix side. I don't know if you're aware of his kill counts right now, Dweg. He's 31 frags deep. Incredible stuff from him posted up, and still FPX are losing control on CT side. They still have a lead for the moment, but that could all change.
So he's had another further 10 kills in the second half where they've only won 2 rounds. Yeah, some big stuff being posted up by him. Eco coming out for FunPlus Phoenix. They're desperate for a round. Just end the streak. That's what they want.
Little over a minute to the clock. Complexity. Got to deal with an Eagle half bite. 3 players on this A site. Config's going to lean further forward inland. Sticko's there. Marden and Emmy are on the way. Sticko gets that first frag, overwhelmed by the AK. JKS there to bail out Config from the other side, and Farlig is all that remains on the A side defense. He's back at pit, takes his contact in, but 2 shots. Neither of them connect up to a tagged up rush, and Emmy gets overwhelmed as he pushes through the smoke, giving Marden all alone. As great as he's been, this is a retake that he cannot possibly fathom.
Great tap coming in for Config, and for FPX, they had some really good util usage, the incendiary and the nade towards that long entrance, but just not being able to follow up, just getting run over really towards that long position and out from the apartments itself. Config just waiting for the extra peaks to come his way in terms of exit kills. Great tap onto the last, and looking at a position now where the scoreline is only the difference of 1, you've got to wonder to yourself, where is the tactical for FPX?
Very good question. Very, very good question. When does this team figure it out? When do they change things up? Maybe tacticals when they lose the lead. They've already taken 1 so far here on the CT side, but that's it. They've still got 3 more they can utilize. Better start being liberal with those soon, because Complexity could take over control of the map up of the back of this lead that they're about to steal away from the CT side. 1 frag from Rush. Emmy steals it back. 20 points of health, though. He's tagged extremely low.
At least that nade does something in return. The A anchors, though, might be under a little bit of pressure. Config now just starting to work a little bit of info out from brackets. AWP peeks in. Kill gets found for Farlig now.
Great timing, and Farlig gets away completely unscathed of that. Config didn't have a clue what was going on. Poison and Blame are tagged by the utility back and forth into the B banana position. JKS lurking back is going to have to go ahead and join them because he's got crucial utility that will be required here for the execution and the post plant.
I don't think they've ever had a boosted player out towards the flower pots when it comes to a rifle round. We've only seen it on the eco for FunPlus Phoenix.
2 smokes. Nades inbound. Flashes can come over to allow the entries. Molotovs into the back lines over at New Box, but Players holding back over at the dark angle. Sticko spraying manically, connecting onto Blame F, but Ebby still not detected. Orp firing away the wall bang. Someone's got to check this backline position. Emmy's so low. Poison gets caught with the bomb being dropped. And JKS with 15 seconds to pick it up, plant it, and fend off the retake here. He's caught, tagged up. Sticko gets the triple. And FunPlus Phoenix get their 14th.
Oh, what an incredible sequence in all for FunPlus Phoenix. The way in which Farlig peeks back in towards that brackets position out from long, gets the man advantage. And then even Sticko, just the damage that he does, dropping down for the flower pots, gets 2 kills spamming through the smoke.
Back to a 2-round lead for FPX. Can they maintain it? Saved a couple of AKs, so firepower is flowing. The money in the economy starts to get a bit of a stimulus package. And Complexity waiting for the aggression coming in from Emmy. Poison misses his shot. The flick's good for the M4, but it's not good enough to get the definitive kill. Down to single digits of HP, but FPX lose the first man.
That's a dink, but that's it. At least Config's been heard towards the end of the apartments in terms of info gathering for Martin. He's a solo Bianca now.
They can overwhelm him with the execution. That can be enough. Damage has been sustained by Config and Rush here. Complexity aren't getting away with the easiest of fights. They're not getting out of this clean, and FPX are going to receive the rotation into the stacked up A site.
Now, how dry do they take this brackets? Farlig might be on for another pick.
Orp ready, he falls back. Smart call, even though he could just lock them out of the site without any chance to get a plant in. Utility starts coming in actually as the rotations start to get found towards the B site, so they're right back on their way in. Sticko, got to get at least 1 kill here to hold off. He gets wrapped in from the back by Rush, going for the all the way around the world play. Smoke at Moto suppressed them from the library angle when it's a 5v3. FPX already calling in the save.
What an awful read that was for FPX. You just look at the position where Emmy dies really early on in that round, and it means that Madden's a solo Bianca, and just when Complexity are about to make the execution in from brackets, they start the over-rotate. They start leaving a couple of players. Zen and Madden start, or Zen and Farlig, I should say, start moving back over towards CT spawn, and Sticko says, you've got to come back. But even when at least the NWP Farlig starts moving back in rotation and Sticko falls, there's nothing they can do about it. Hold on to the weapons, hold on to the save. They can buy around it. At least Farlig and Zen have got a little bit of money in the reserve for them to drop weapons over to Sticko and Emmy.
Something to work with here, but a lot more work that needs to be done for FPX to tip past the final hurdle. 14-13. This one has gone down to the wire, Dwayne, in quite surprising fashion, because this game, I mean, it started off being so one-sided for FPX, and now, well, Complexity, they could steal their opponent's map pick.
They could. They really, really could. They have played an unbelievably strong T-side, but it's the whole looming sort of factor that FunPlus Phoenix, even with this crazy, crazy comeback, have still held the lead, right?
Yeah, this has been a hell of a comeback for Complexity. So close to completing it here to FPX. Just 1 round is the difference. 4-man stack out towards the A site for initial contact. Farlig's forced all the way back at Coffins. No backup is on the way here. Marden could find a couple of picks out towards the mid control. Config with a smoke down. Will Marden peek forward? Nades coming in for Sticko. Should enable it. Spray around the corner. The backs are turned and the CTs fall away.
Rather than looking for a multi-kill, he just gets out of there so quickly, maintain the man advantage, start assisting out towards the B site, and Farlig's been able to help himself. Complexity,
man, bad reads coming into this one, and they're being a little bit overzealous. Only 1 player peeked into that brackets control, couldn't watch long, had to look towards shorts. Now, where do they go from here? 40 seconds, wrapping over towards long. Got Marden here to defend it. AK set to add to his 30 bomb, but JKS domes him instead. Smoke back at the common rotation positions. The 2 players on the site have got to do all the work. Zen gets caught, Rush sees Sticko gets the kill. JKS falls back, Poison retreats on Den, and JKS just barely wins that fight. Such low HP for the T side, but the retake is on. The shot missed out for Farlig. The Orc for your battle not going the way of Poison either. M4 swing sees the kill. JKS steals it, and Poison turns the P250 up, and they just about fend off FPX.
Oh my goodness, what a round to come through from JKS and Poison working together. FunPlus Phoenix are up a 4 versus 2, Jay. They overwhelm the side. Both AWPers missing their shots, but JKS and Poison coming through when it counts. Get that bomb down, work out the 2v2, and now we're tied up 14-14.
Oh, complexity, man. Still cool and calm and collected. The frustrations have disappeared. They've kept their emotions in check. Can they keep the comeback in check as well? Blame F finds an all-important kill on Marden. The double AWP setup now reduced to a single. Farlig back on the A site, and Emmy is all alone here on B. Backup's on the way here, and I don't think Complexity are going to act to beat it.
Yeah, they are slowing it down, but at the same time, that might catch off Zen. Is he aware how far pushed up they actually are?
Smoke inbound, counter smoke back, Blame F. Still going to lean forward. Flash coming in. Zen does find Rush, at least nade back, and the T's retreat away from it. They take no damage and go back into the default. Wrap around towards the A play.
Oh, into the AWP. He's gathering all of the information. He hears all the footsteps.
Oh, he unscopes and looks away. Just as Config takes the peek up and the shot's missed out. Farlig takes the 30. Sticko's going to bail him out as Farlig's a dead man. He gets a double up against Poison as well. In a 3 versus 2. JKS hunting for the trade. Back out of Blame F is there towards the long control. JKS got a swing. He gets that headshot back into a 2 versus 2. Blame. AK's been seen. Zen takes the kill. And now it's all left to JKS, man. 2 players to find both coming in from the same angle. They lined up, but Zen still wins the fight, and FPX can take map points.
Oh my goodness, what is going on right now? We are seeing some insane rounds from both teams, and for FunPlus Phoenix, that round all starts off with the bait of the AWP. Farlig missing the shot, getting back into the site, and Sticko swinging out from the pit position, gets a couple of kills. JKS tries to get the bomb down, but he needed a little bit more help there to come in for Blame F. Cannot win the 1 versus 2, and for FPX, Jay, they've got up to map point, but we're in round 30.
1 to go for the map win for FPX. 1 to go for Complexity to complete this comeback and turn it into an overtime. What a map up this has been, Dweg. Complexity just on the grind, little by little. Round by round, this comeback has come through to a single round deficit, but can FPX steal it away at the right moment? Marden, again, aggressing into Banana. Complexity have been doing a really good job at accounting for his early aggression. This time, however, he doesn't get killed off, just forced away.
A double stack up for Porch on towards the short side from FunPlus Phoenix, but for Complexity, they've been quite passive towards their bracket stakes. A lot of their T-side rounds have indicated brackets later into the round. It's been Banana as the early contact.
Marden with the AWP. Rush. Holding face. JKS. AK ready to receive. Farlig. Incendiary down. Good shot to open. Config there with a very fast trade, though.
Now, Zen's going to put more utility in towards brackets, try to hope they can run through it. And for Madden, he might be under all of this hell. They're going to just execute into B. He's the only player here.
Waiting here. Our Complexity finally got to go to the right site here and get the right read on the single player. Rotations are inbound, though. The utility's coming in. Marden's got to hold up against them all. He's been amazing in this matchup. Sees where Rush's burns. Takes Config back. This Deagle can't last long, and indeed it doesn't. 3 on 3. The bomb can cross. The plant is on. The retake is on for FPX, but there is no kit here.
Yeah, hardly any utility either. All they've got is a decoy, and they're all coming out from spawn on the retake.
Emmy close. The M4 holding on. Flashbang in. Actually, a decoy nade. Instead, they try to turn him away. And Rush. AK receiving fire from construction. Zen waiting. AWP close to the M4. Swing back. Zen gets the kill. AWP can't line it up. 2 frags. Poison all that remains. Gets Sticko. Now going to peek back on Zen. Gets the second kill. Third player. Oh, he's clutched it. Poison, the hero for Complexity as we go to overtime.
Until we're older, we couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. mind, trying to find a story to believe. And I've been getting sick of how I'm spending all my time, searching for a way to find relief. And I can stay inside, go to sleep, but I feel like I need to let go. And I can spin a web of any story that I like, but tonight I wanna make a masterpiece. Stepped out looking like a small fire, half glass and filled with desire. Head down, but I know I can't deny it. Life is fun when you're a liar. I'm just trying to learn from all the things that I've been told. I'm gonna paint a new reality. It doesn't take a lot to turn a person into gold. Yeah, I've been getting good at alchemy. And you can stay inside in the dark, but without it you never let go. And when you're done with hiding and you wanna have control, you and I can find a perfect fantasy. Stepped out looking like a small fire, half glass and filled with desire. Head down, but I know I can't deny it. Life is fun when you're a liar.
Arden might have been the superhero for FunPlus Phoenix, but Complexity's hero is Poison with a huge clutch to take us to overtime. Complexity from 11-4 down to the half are doing everything they can to bring this back from the brink.
Oh, they're fighting, and they're fighting hard. What a recovery that was in round 30. What a clutch to come through from Poison, but it sets up Farlig to think I could do one better. Straight out to the apartment, opening frag being found.
Good start for the AWP. It was an AWP that ended off regulation. It would be an AWP that starts things off here in OT. And FPX. I think hairy presence towards that A site very early on. It's JKS the man that holds out to the mid control. It's very passive though. Very slow and careful from the Complexity side.
Oh, what a great counter incendiary coming through from Emmy. Get that re-smoke down and even start having a bit of a rotate forward. Nate goes down towards Banana. This could do some decent damage. Oh my goodness, it does.
Heavy tags on Poison, Blame F and JKS and Complexity trying to figure out what's going on here. Has the momentum been stalled thanks to the OT break? That's the question. Rotations back over towards mid, and they've drawn a third man over to that B site, so FPX have stacked up the wrong play.
Yeah, it comes down to both Zen and Snicko to try and see if they could hold another nade chipping in. This time around onto Blame F, but it doesn't really give him any information. Complexity with 30 seconds left. They've got to commit with the A pace. It
does leave him on 9 HP, though, and he's trying to play entry here. This could be a good bait and switch. He's got the bomb on his back, and that might be a bit of a concern. Spray through, 3 players can cross Zen back towards Mini Pit, sees Blame F, gets that kill, gets that bomb to drop. Martin comes up with a frag back of his own right, and Rush is dealt with effectively. And well, that confidence for Complexity on the comeback has just disappeared here in OT. First round goes the way of FPX.
It all just starts off with the opening man advantage. Really tight angle being held out towards a mini pit, a little bit further to the right-hand side. But then as soon as that contact comes in, you can see the rotator in towards City Spawn is hearing all of the footsteps out from long. So once that contact gets established in mini pit, you can then allow the rotator to actually come in behind, set up that backstab, and just all in all from the A site, the crossfires are there. What a round for FunPlus Phoenix. That just doesn't even look like they struggle.
On for Farlig, again looking for the opening into the mid control. We got the first one last time. Poison's going to try respond towards it, but the Molotov will stop him from pushing all the way forward here. Smoke down to Farlig as well will ensure that no one else for Complexity can make their way up to this position. Poison gets caught by Zen, who's on his own aggressive campaign in the apartments. Frag found made on JKS, that'll do some damage. Minimal down to 81 HP, and Config can get the trade.
He stays way too long in the apartments. Like, that was a great piece to be able to find the opening man advantage, but he had to get out of there quickly. Config just gets up, gets that swing in with JKS pulling the distraction, and now for Complexity, they fight their way back to bring it back to a 4v4.
Nade on rush to 93. Very little damage done by that HE. The Orpa Farlig slow rotating, slow walking up, can't connect anything. He sees nothing in the mid control. He's not allowed to extend all this far up. Config grabs that bomb and pushes it into the B site. Sticko and Martin so waiting there on the cross, hoping for contention. The flashes are at the ready, the nades are coming in, and Farlig, look at how far he's creeped up here. He's going to grab JKS, the backstab's going to work wonders, and now 3 players ready. They've got to push into the B side, but Scramble, thanks to that backstab, they didn't see it coming, and Complexity, too many complexities for them to handle. Config, got to clutch this on an ace.
1 versus 3, that's not even going to happen. Madden being completely blind out towards Coffins, deals with him. And for FunPlus Phoenix, just look at that info play. So first of all, the T's put that flash out towards long. Farlig gets blind, but he doesn't take the shot. He starts rounding the corner, he clears out first mid, looks into second, and that tells the B anchors instantly, let's start using util. Let's slow the round down. We'll allow Farlig to get the retake in, get in that backstab. And even with that, Emmy starts rotating away from Pit over to B. Everything was so well read there from the City side.
2 in a row for FPX. Complexity out with 1 round to try and make a difference up, to try and hold off some sort of competence here on T, but it's just not happening. Farlig and Zen ripping them apart as the ball enters first, gets picked up, dropped out in the open for FPX, and now just full send stack into the A-site crossfire. How did Complexity break this?
I just don't understand how we went with both halves being so T-side heavy for respected sides. 11-4, and we get into OT, and FunPlus Phoenix are looking to go 3-0 up on CT. Nade comes back into the practice position, but it's still a 5-on-3. Complexity have got to make a play.
JKS trying to lean out of the apartments. Sticko and Zen at the crossfire, however, just knowing that they can cover off both apps and the boiler position. Farlig's also covering the other apps entrance, so no matter what Complexity do, they've got to walk through some massive T-side force. Molotov in towards quad. Zen's going to put a counter utility back out. Flash in. Catches that player for blind. Time continues to tick away. Sticko out. Emmy with a face in. Catches Rush Barney. Gets another kill back on Blame F, and Emmy gets a secondary pick back of his own. 18-15 Complexity. They have bottled it in overtime.
And that's just a tilter, really, if you're a Complexity player, because when you fight your way back from such a huge deficit of 1-9 down, 4-11 down, and into OT, and then you lose 3 rounds in a row, it's gotta hurt so much. Even with that clutch to come through from Poison out towards the B site in round 30, FunPlus Phoenix, they've kept their calm and they've kept their cool, and now they've got the opportunity of just taking OT as a breeze.
1 round to get it as well. How disappointing would this be for Complexity to go so far as to bring a comeback on T-side? Clutches, incredible plays, big moments from all players involved. Only for this to happen. To get 3 on the trot on the CT defensive. And remember, it was FunPlus Phoenix's T-side which got the 11-4 at the half. Complexity's T-side brought into overtime. And now the CT side gets going with a crossfire through the smoke that catches Martin, opens things up, and tags Emmy to 1 HP.
Yeah, just a pop flash just through that bottom of banana smoke for the T side, trying to work with it. Sticko even on the lurkout for the apartments, just gets smoked off.
Needs to fall back, burst through a config. It's not going to extend too far against the T side player. Farlig rotating away, looking towards the banana control. JKS just jump facing on the contact position. As soon as he sees a T side member, he falls back. Did he see one? Oh, he's going to go for a second face. Now he's seen them. Out of dodge, Molotov down. That will stop him for the moment.
And they've even got to rotate in. Blame F now coming through. Now, we can see the HG down onto the side. Now, if that comes in from Blame F, this could do even further damage.
Smoke in, util back. Molotovs, all sorts coming in. Going around JKS, though. He's got no smoke. He's going to burn. Frag found, Flame F alone. Poison's gonna try to get hit with the AWP. Blame's been spotted though, and a nade back will try to do some damage. Will I catch Emmy? No, it will not. He's backed up towards Banana, and the AWP is watching for rotations. Complexity held a great opening pick, but it looks like that's as far as they'll go in this overtime. Poison and Rush again to try and defend against it. Go for the retake. Rush does get one frag, but Poison's overwhelmed. Incendiary backup, flashes going over. AWP's already watching Mystico, the headshot not connecting on the M4. He knows he's there. He has no info on Xenon Farlick, however. The time ticks away, burst through, he's caught. Sticko with the headshot, and FPX might concede OT, but they don't concede the map. The first of the series go the way of FunPlus Phoenix.